I heard the kids ask that question when we were going places. Now I'm the one who wants to know when the end of the journey will be. 94 years, so many memories, so vivid. Are they all going to vanish, just evaporate? Or will there still be some awareness of the world left, of my family, at least for a little while longer?
Oh, Norma, it is so good to see you. And you and our mom had such a special bond. I know. You used to teach in the same high school, and you carpooled all those years. And it just seems so fitting and so right that you're the first family member here at the cemetery.
Auntie Ruthie and I were very close, as you know, and Uncle Harold, and my kids used to come up here after school every day and see Auntie Ruthie and Harold. It was a really special time, special visit to be with them. But actually, I came to visit my mother's grave. And under the circumstances, I'm very glad that I did.
What circumstances? What happened?
Well, when I got here, I saw the cemetery workers were digging up the wrong grave.
What?
He was digging up your grandfather's grave, Simon's.
Our
Our
grandfather?
grandfather.
I told them to stop, of course.
Simon must have died 100 years ago. And his name and date of death are right there on the gravestone. How could that have happened? That should have been a clue that someone was buried there. That should have been a flashing red light saying, stop, this grave is occupied. I don't know how that could have happened.
I don't think the workers speak much English, but to the point, someone from the Temple Cemetery Committee should have showed them exactly where to start digging the gravesite for Aunt Ruthie. It's their responsibility, and I've spoken to them, and I've told them so.
Okay. Sorry. It's been a crazy couple of days, getting ourselves from Seattle to the airport, and then making sure that the funeral home in Seattle got Ruthie's casket on the right plane before the snowstorm, and then all the frantic phone calls, frantic from the New York funeral home saying, where is your mother's casket? What flight is she on? And we have to send some people to JFK to pick her up. I never imagined that this would happen.
Yes, there were a lot of details to work out and arrangements to make, but the Seattle folks did get in last night, and the funeral people were able to pick up Ruthie's casket at the airport. And today we drove up to the cemetery, even though there was a lot more snow. But something special happened, something unusual. We were about halfway up to the cemetery when a deer jumped out of the woods and began running alongside the hearse in the snowy area next to the highway. It was something special. It kept up, the deer kept pace with the hearse for a while, and Norma, you know, I'm a scientifically minded person. I'm not much for sentimental, spiritual stuff, but it did seem that it was the spirit of Ruthie beckoning us to continue, telling us that she wanted to get to the cemetery to reach the final resting place, the end of her life.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go say hi to her.
Normally, it's very quiet around here. Today, it's definitely not. I felt myself being pulled back here. This is my space after all. Somebody messed up. Not my problem. Lucky for me, shoes get buried in plain wooden coffins. Coffins rot away, and so do we. We go from dust to dust. There's nothing left of me in that site.
Oh dear. This doesn't look good.
Well, hello there. What brings you here? Are you lost? I mean, what brings you to this gravesite?
I don't really know. I don't know where I'm supposed to be. I'm new here.
I see.
You know, I was just walking, trying to get my bearings, and then I saw your headstone. But why has your grave been dug up?
Major screw up. I assume they'll fix it.
You know, seeing your gravestone, that must be what originally made me stop. Simon, you and I share the same last name. I'm your daughter-in-law, Ruth. I was married to your son Harold, even though we never met in real life.
Ah, yes, I do know who you are.
I don't know how you could. You have passed away long before I married Harold.
I'll explain, but first let me give you a piece of advice, you being a newcomer and all. It's very unusual for residents of the afterlife to be standing around chatting. I don't want you to think you'll be stopping in to visit your sisters or Harold now that you're all in the same place. It's not like that. We're not typically aware of other people, living or deceased, the passage of time, or even our surroundings. I couldn't tell you where I was just before I showed up. But don't worry, you'll get used to it.
Oh, I had hoped that I might be able to. Oh well, I appreciate you telling me what it's really like.
Wait, I need to say more. Once in a while. Once in a great while. You might just get a glimpse, some kind of awareness of something happening. It's like there's a little flash from one world to another. Your wedding was like that for me. That's how I recognized your name. Somehow I knew Harold was getting married, and getting married to you, Ruth. I knew it, and it made me smile.
I am so glad you told me that. I've been hoping to have some kind of connection to my family, but I might just know a few more things about their future lives.
I had hoped that I might be able to peer on children when they were young. It didn't happen. I think my wife resented the fact that she was left alone to raise 3 children. I feel that she locked me out somehow. Intentionally? Maybe not.
I'm sorry about that, Simon. I know they missed you.
I'm glad it stopped snowing. Rabbi. Got here in time.
Eddie.
Rabbi, there's been a problem with the gravesite. Some cemetery worker dug up the wrong grave. It was our grandfather's grave. We want to do what's right to try to fix that.
Yes, this is a problem, but not an unsolvable one. This was just a mistake after all. It was not an intentional desecration of the grave. I'm sure that your grandfather would have been buried in a plain wooden coffin. How long ago was he buried?
More than 100 years ago.
Well, there would not be any bones or human remains in the dirt at this point, so no problem. I can handle this. When you study at rabbinical school for 8 years, you can find a solution to just about anything. There's always a prayer.
That's a relief. Thank you, Rabbi.
So while we're waiting for the final preparations to be completed for Ruthie's burial, I think this would be a good time to visit Simon's grave and say a prayer. That would help to set things right. And we can place stones on the headstone while we're there, you know, as a sign that the grave has been visited. Please join me. Simon, we hope that you will forgive the intrusion that has taken place here today. And we wish you a peaceful rest. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Blessed are you, O Lord our God, sovereign of the universe. Slach lanu, forgive us for disturbing the grave of Simon Berg, grandfather of Miriam and Eddie. It was surely lo b'mikra, it was definitely not on purpose. And may your memory be for a blessing, zichron livracha, and let us all say,
Amen.
Amen.
Ruth, who are those two people with the rabbi?
Harold and I had 2 children. They're middle-aged adults now, as you can see. Simon, they're your grandchildren, Miriam and Eddie.
I had no idea. My grandchildren? I'm not one to care much about prayers. I never have been. But I'm glad the rabbi visited my grave. I'm especially glad that she brought Eddie and Miriam with her. What a gift to see your grandchildren.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I see it's time for the funeral. Let's join the group that's gathering at Ruth's gravesite.
I want to thank you all for joining us today as we say goodbye to our mother. If Ruthie were here, she would say, this is not such a sad occasion. Ruthie lived a full life. She had wonderful memories of her childhood, her marriage, raising her children, her volunteer work in the community, and her many years of teaching. And she got to see her children marry and go out into the world.
That Eddie, he speaks well.
Yes, he does, doesn't he?
Our mother would have agreed with every word that Eddie just spoke. She made that clear to us in the last moments of her life. These last few days have been quite a journey for Eddie, for me, for our families. I'm grateful to you all for being with us here today. Thank you.
And now that the casket has been lowered, I'll invite family and friends to come forward one by one to shovel a bit of dirt into the grave, symbolically saying a final goodbye. Here. Ruthie, you have lived well, and you will long be remembered by your family and friends.
Not bad. These things can go on a long time. On and on.
Well, Simon, do you think we'll meet again?
One never knows, but this has been the most interesting time I've had in decades.